Suffolk, yes, this is the real voice behind the channel. Surprise! I just wanted to speak and hear my own voice in my videos. Feels more personal. Anyways, today we are checking one of the tankiest and hardest hitting archetype combo, Invader and Challenger, aka the Shadow Destroyer. It lets you obliterate enemies in melee or in range using laser cutting, beam shooting, stream of death, the plasma cutter. But especially in melee range thanks to the passives of Challenger. For skills, I use Reboot. It is essential to make it work, and Rampage to get more fire rate and faster reloads with some damage increase. Reboot lets you save basically your state when you use it. Current relic charges, health, stamina, ammo, negative status effects are saved for 30 seconds. You get 15% movement speed and 10% damage reduction as well. When you use it again, you'll get back to the exact same state it was used before. You can use it during shooting just before you reload to get full ammo and keep shooting non-stop. This is the trick behind this build with plasma cutter. Rampage is a simple 10-second damage increase as long as you keep dealing damage. You get 1 stack of 2.5% range damage increase when you kill something or deal significant damage. At 10 stacks, you automatically reload and gain double the effects for 15 more seconds. So the S.H.A.R.K perk is the most important passive even among all other archetypes. Sprinting for 1 second or evading grants 7% damage increase per stack up to 5 stacks to melee and range damage, along with 1% increase in crit chance. While you have a decoy up, you deal extra 7.5% more range damage and melee damage to enemies targeting your decoy thanks to the loophole trait. Override perk is the last perk you acquire after leveling the Invader up. Using a relic reduces the threat you generate by another source of action by 25% for 10 seconds and leaves the decoy for 5.5 seconds. Since having the reboot skill also replenishes your used relics to the number before you use the skill, this is highly beneficial. Challenger passives are mostly beneficial for playing in 10 meters range of the enemies. Using relic gives increased damage and 2 stacks of bulwark. Using a skill, make enemies hit 10% less with additional 2.5 per enemy near you. And another pure 35% damage increase and 10% crit chance, but it reduces the further you get from enemies. For this build, I've used Plasma Cutter, an iconic secret beam rifle found in Nerud. Not because it is already an OP weapon, but it is also a hell of a fun to play to begin with. It has a high magazine cap and high fire rate. The issue is the overheating with this buy, but the embedded weapon mode helps you with that for 20 seconds, and also the damage ramping with overheat can go up to 3 times the normal amount. Since it has high magazine cap and fire rate, I have used momentum for this build and get more crits. Also, I get some crit buffs and weak spot damage modifiers on my relic. Having reboot helps you dish out 2 extra relic charges if used correctly, since it replenishes them to the state before you use the reboot skill. Thus, I've used Ank of Power for extra 30% damage increase. I've used Micro Compressor Ring to manage overheating. I use Flow B2 and Zarnia's Malice to get increased weak spot damage and extra crit damage with Probability Cord. For this build, I've used Fortify, the Engineer's passive trait. Strong Back and Untouchable are already Invaders and Challengers prime traits, so we're using them. Then we use Vigor for 30 extra health, since we are trying to be a tankier class. The Bark Skin, the Expertise, and also the Spirit for extra mod generation and less skill cooldown, since we are a little bit dependent on mods and the skills we have. And I add 2 extra points and I use it to get extra 4% elemental damage reduction to get a little tankier. For the armor sets, I got the tankier as I can be. Leto's Mars gloves, leggings and armor. An extra navigator's helm because I didn't want to go over the heavy side of the weight. 75 is the limit for that. For this build to work, use your relic to get extra damage, max out your S.H.A.R.K passive by running around or evading 5 times, pop all your cooldowns and start shooting the weak spot. Once you are close to empty magazine, use a reboot and get max ammo to keep shooting non-stop at 2 full-size magazines on your enemy. This way you can dish out 5000 damage per second on an enemy. This is crazy burst damage, guys. It will be so much fun to play this beam rifle, you won't get enough to try other builds. Well guys, this might not be my first video, but it was my first video with my own voice. Don't mind me please if I was a little bit too excited to talk with y'all, but it felt a lot better to be honest. I hope you guys enjoyed it. There will be more content like this in the future. There will also be different games that I will cover in my channel. Give a thumbs up, write me a comment, and if I'm lucky enough, you might subscribe. Peace out, boys.